Okay, so we've got the manifolds back installed. Got the new gasket in. I got the bolts back on, engine hoist. What I don't have installed is the manifold heat shield. That's why you can see the exhaust right there. You shouldn't be able to see the exhaust, and the heat shield will go on next. I've got the new downpipe stud installed. Everything's tightened up nice. The only thing I need to do really is get it out on the road and make sure I get it good and warmed up. And I'll just double check the nuts, make sure nothing's coming loose. But yeah, that was a relatively easy project really once you get into it. So don't be afraid of pulling these things off like I was. It's not that big a deal. Pay some attention to the routing of the wiring harness. Maybe take some pictures. But it's really not that difficult. I mean, you take the 6 injector plugs off, these 2 plugs over here, and basically everything that's on the thermostat just plugs in and is color coded. At least on mine, I had like, it's pretty obvious what went where. It had like a red band around the one lead. I don't know if you can see it down there. There's a red. There, you see it there. That red, and then it goes to a corresponding labeled other side, and everything else is, you know, pretty much can only go in one way. So, you know, a few things, a few vacuum hoses to deal with. That's no big deal. Next project will be to get the car up on jacks, disconnect the exhaust, swing it out of the way, take the heat shield off that protects the underside of the car from the heat from the catalytic converter, and start working on pulling that transmission. Of course, I still have to put in the heat shield, which I have right over here. So that'll go in last, well, next. Like I said, I want to go and get it hot first to make sure there's no issues with any of the bolts, the tightness. I still have some tools left out, and you see a variety of stuff I was using to put it all back together. A lot of these little swivel joints come in handy, right here. Those come in handy to install those exhaust bolts. Here's another example. That's real handy. Just get in there and torque them up. I used a 1/4 inch drive torque wrench. I think I set it to about 10 foot-pounds for the manifold bolts, 8 millimeters. I believe the 12 millimeters are used on the intake are higher than that. I probably went a little under 10 because I tend to be a little conservative. I'd rather have it be a little bit loose than a little bit tight. I don't know if that's smart or not, but that's the way I am. And of course I use plenty of anti-seize on everything when I was putting it all back together. But that's it for now. That's the end of the manifold replacement, mainly to fix that broken bolt there, the broken bolt in the front, and to deal with getting the broken stud out of the exhaust manifold. That's what precipitated this whole tearing this thing apart. Plus, I'm kind of glad I took apart to replace the gasket, because when I did take it apart, the exhaust gasket was failing, and I think it's because when that bolt was gone, there's nothing holding that gasket in except just one little bolt hole down there on the bottom of it for that last runner, and that gasket was about ready to tear in half. So eventually it was going to be a problem anyway, probably get noisy. So it's a good thing to do. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.